I can't believe it's already been 1 year since I was out there, barely just started a YouTube channel, filming a thrifting video and going on a Deuce Pro hunting adventure. The Mark 1.2s, Dictators, the Mark II pistol, and the Deuce Pro are now popping up at Targets and Walmarts. I have been to about good 6 or 7 Walmarts, still have not found a single one of those. As soon as we knew that Dart Zone was coming out with a revolver sealed breech blaster, we all went crazy, let's face it. We went out of our way to see what Walmarts had it early. I know I went crazy. I went on multiple hunting trips. I think that day alone I went to 7 Walmarts, but in total I must have gone to like 20 Walmarts in the area looking for this thing. Of course, we know how the story followed after that. Cylinder skips, failed to fires, but otherwise it was a pretty good blaster. I'm actually kind of surprised there hasn't been any discounts ever since. We've seen blasters like the Dictator for 70% off for absolutely no reason. The blaster shoots in the 180s. Nothing comes close to it for the price range, even at 50 bucks, and they're giving them away for $14.99. But we can't get Skipping Sally down from $40. Come on, guys, give us a break. Or give us a silent revision. That would be nice too. Regardless of all that heartache that we went through, the community eventually came out with several easy fixes and workarounds that you were able to just apply to the blaster and get it working at least to a 90% efficiency for the most part. Dart Zone has always done revolvers right. Just take the staple model from their Covert Ops series, the Blitzfire. This is a Generation 2 model. The ergonomics, the ease of use, the good air pocket technology built into the cylinder, the auto advancing on trigger pull. This was just a very good impression left on a lot of people that went ahead and just bought a pair of these at Target just for an afternoon living room war with the family or something like that. It was fun. A lot of people got warmed up to the company because of the reliability and just the fun factor. Fast forward to 2023, Dart Zone is coming out swinging in every direction. You guys saw the Thunderbolt video. They just didn't hold back on that. There was no reason to upgrade the Spectrum at all. It was an amazing blaster, but somehow they squeezed out more efficiency, more performance, better ergonomics, which is kind of hard to do when your ergonomics are that good already. I'm actually gonna stop right here because I can talk about the Thunderbolt for hours. It's literally, I mean, if you follow us on Instagram, I made a post saying this may just be my favorite blaster of 2023 and possibly of this generation. Dart Zone is revamping their Max line with some new colors. We got some whites and silvers. We got some different shades of red. This is the Max Outlaw. It was announced, I would say, a couple of months ago on the Dart Zone podcast. Everybody went absolutely bazonkers over this, especially the fact that this is pretty much the Avenger for what the Adventure Force Deuce Pro should have been, only in the Max series. Kind of like what the Max Striker did for the Nexus Pro. A little bit of elevated performance, although not drastic, but much better reliability, seemingly better performance and dependability for the most part. The Max Outlaw does that, but it just brings so many new things to the table that it just completely eliminates any sour experience or memories that anybody might have had from the Deuce Pro. All right, guys, it's really pouring outside here in Florida, so if there's any heavy rain, I apologize in advance. You get what appears to be a complete new redesign when it comes to the graphics of the box. Very pleasing to look at. You got this anodized red with silver. Very, very cool. The blaster itself is fleshed out in a glossy kind of print as opposed to the matte background. We got a nice honeycomb background here in the area where it says Outlaw and the blaster details. As with most premium blasters from Dart Zone, when you open this flap, you get some subtle details about the blaster, including the swappability of cylinders. You get to feel the blaster, you get to check it out. 12 ruby half-length darts, enough to fill both 6-shot cylinders, which you do get 2 of. And of course, this very cool Dart Zone Max eye protection, which for me personally, this is my favorite eye protection, the Max series. Really cool trigger design. It seems to have like a carved out reticle into it. Without further ado, let's get this baby out of these cardboard confines and then do a little plinking and a performance test. Let's get it, guys. All right, guys, so we have the Max Outlaw here in all its glory. What I like about this pistol, it actually feels like a revolver. Revolvers seem to have more of an angled grip. This one has that, but of course with more ergonomics. It's got the finger grooves in the front, sloped rear end here where you can actually get a natural purchase. It actually feels right. It feels good. It doesn't feel like my finger's not where it's supposed to be or my thumb is not where it's supposed to be. Nice corrugated plates on either side here, which are just carved into the plastic of the blaster. Very nice. Cylinder operation is basically all by pressure. There's no button spring to release or anything of that sort. You basically just pop your cylinder in, and when you're ready to swap to your next cylinder, you push this one out and you pop the new one in. Now this blaster uses a different sealing system than the Deuce Pro. Once you would load your cylinder, there was a pusher with an O-ring on it that would completely traverse the cylinder and seal the barrel with the dart already inside the barrel. Not this blaster. In this blaster, the barrel comes back to meet the cylinder, forming the seal at the front of the cylinder, so the dart is still sitting inside the cylinder. And I believe Dart Zone was able to conquer their feeding gremlins by using these features. Plus, I think it's an efficient way to design a feeding mechanism, and I think it's also provides for a faster operation overall. Design is very cool. It reminds me of something like out of a Borderlands video game where you have all these just sci-fi futuristic looking revolvers. I mean, revolvers are technically regarded as something of the Wild West, old school kind of pistol, but they made it look just about as polished and as new age as possible. You hold this and you're like, man, this is just a sweet piece of equipment. A lot of people saying the hammer has a very long stroke. I didn't find that to be the case. I find it just normal for me, but then again, I understand there's people with smaller hands that may have to opt for the lighter spring to make up for the difficulty in pulling that down. The spring is kind of heavy. I'm able to do it no problem, but then again, I go to the gym, I try to stay athletic for the most part. It's not a big deal for me, but I understand that if your kid is trying to play, or your girlfriend or your wife, or even if you don't feel like you can do this, you might have to opt for the lighter spring. Or even if you want to dual wield, where maybe your left hand is not as stronger as your right, and you want to be able to just carry two pistols, you're gonna have to get the optional lighter spring from Dart Zone. This one seems to be okay. It's not as monstrously hard as people project it to be. These amazing sights, which by the way, you have a real actual functional sight. You have the split blade here in the back, and then you have the center blade in the front, all built into the blaster, non-adjustable. I really like that. Once you start finicking around with adjustable sights, it's Nerf at the end of the day. The dart has to go in a general direction. I know these are accurate, but the fact that they're fixed, it removes one less thing to have to worry about. Let's get to blasting some foam down range, guys. Let's get it. Man, there's just something so special about Dart Zone Max blasters. Something about a revolver pistol with a sealed breech that shoots hard. We were averaging about 120, 130 with the rubies and about 140, 150 with the bamboos. That is just some great power to have in a compact form factor. I really like it. A lot of people will complain that the stroke of the hammer is way too long. It's not really that bad. What you might struggle with, like I said before, is the weight of the spring. Not everybody could just do this. It is tight. I'm not gonna lie. It is a little tight. If you do go with the dual wield option where you have the lighter spring on each one, you might be shooting into the 100s, but you got 12 shots instead of 6. More targets, more fun. Probably a good option for HVZ. Kind of sneaky enough, but they got a real Picatinny rail here, although no teeth. So you just gotta make sure that whichever attachment you do put down here, whether it's a laser or light, has its own tightening adjustment. Overall, very pleased with this blaster. I do like that off-white style. The box is a little tricky because it appears as a silver. It's still a very nice white in contrast to this lighter kind of hue of red that seems to be like the new 2023, I guess, Max Red. But overall, very fine blaster, very premium feeling, accurate, hits hard, pretty much everything you would want out of a Dart Zone blaster. If you stick around, in the next couple of videos, I'll be reviewing this blaster's flywheel cousin, the Omnia. Fantastic looking blaster. I love the Thunderbolt so much, I can only imagine how much I'm gonna love that blaster. That's a lot of Dart Zone in 1 week, but these guys are just pumping them out. If they're great blasters, they know we're buying them and we're playing with them. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button so that you could be notified next time I upload a new video. I'm uploading about 2 to 3 videos a week, especially this month. Got a lot on the backlog, got a lot of material to cover. I do appreciate the viewership, and if you guys are really enjoying these videos, I'd also appreciate if you could hit the like button. That keeps the algorithm stimulated and suggesting this video to more people. If you did enjoy this video, you might also enjoy this video right here. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay blasting, foam fam.